Disclaimer, throughout the entire duration of this video, there will be Discord notifications audible in the background. Fuck you.
I'm gonna make a sad AMV out of fucking all of Randy's music videos.
Okay, wait.
Can I pick the song?
I was literally gonna do the song sad.
Wait, do all parties consent to being recorded for this Steven Universe future discussion?
What state do you live in? New York, right? Doesn't New York have a one party, which means that only you have to consent?
I think morally it should be all parties because I don't want anybody.
I think morally you should suck my fat penis.
I'm not gonna do that. Okay.
Wait. Have you? Is it fat? You have to use a paper roll to find out if it fits in like comfortably. Then it's normal. If it doesn't, because it's like too big, then it's fat.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. What did you say?
Why
I
are we talking about penis?
Let me tell you before we get into Steven Universe. Let me tell you a story about this. I was talking to my friends, and basically the way it went was somebody said that like girth, like measuring in fingers, is 2.5. So I checked and I said 3, and then my friend Sam started like he was like he's like just stuttering for a bit, and he says, "Hold on, I can't get hard. I'll be back." And then he leaves and comes back 10 minutes later, and he says, "I'm 2.5 fingers."
Dude, how are you 3?
That's
3, not as in like sideways, but like as in if you put them all together.
I know what you mean.
But I have to say this because my friends did not understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done talking about penises? Can we talk about Steven Universe?
If we're talking about Steven,
please tell me you were recording the part where you said, "Can we stop talking about penises?"
I've been recording for like the past 2 minutes. So
let me tell you, if we're talking about Steven Universe, we're gonna be talking about dicks a lot.
Okay, that's like kind of the whole point of the series. But we started off like 15 minutes ago when I said, "Hey guys, we were talking about the Star versus the Forces of Evil for some reason." Oh yeah, it was Randy. We were talking about it because of Randy.
You're making fun of Randy.
And I said, "Is Steven Universe worse than Star versus the Forces of Evil?" And they said, "Well, I don't know anything about the new Steven Universe." And I said, "Oh my fucking god, I need to tell you about everything that happened in the new Steven Universe because it made me really sad."
Made you sad? That's sad.
It made me sad and mad and mauled. I was maulding the whole time.
All right, and then we discussed instead of talking about the show, we just talked about Steven having
We only got through episode 1 when I decided the need to record it. So if for anybody listening at home, episode 1, they make little homeschool. Steven goes up to Jasper in the big monkey cave, and he fights her, and he goes pink, and he beats the shit out of her, and then Jasper says, "Yes, Jasper gives her the big monkey fist in the stomach." He goes big monkey mode, and Steven gets punched really hard in the gut, and then he turns pink because he gets really angry at her, and then he punches her in the gut, and she goes flying back, and she's like, "You're pretty cool, actually." And then once they get done fighting, Steven says, "Can you teach me how to fight, actually? Because that's kind of cool." All right, you're all caught up.
The monkey!
Just big monkey, okay. So episode 2, Amethyst and Steven are on the boardwalk. We already discussed a little bit of this, and then
speaking of monkeys, one time at work, my boss got mad at me because I called Grookey from Pokemon, I called him the monkey. He literally yelled, "Excuse me," and what? And he said, "Did you just call my man Grookey the monkey?"
You have a cool boss. Is your boss a shiny hunter?
No. If he was, then his son would probably be a different color than he is.
Motherfucking Masuda breeders. Can't stand them.
Alright, what about Steven Universe episode 2 universe?
Episode 2 guidance. Steven and Amethyst go to the boardwalk, and Amethyst describes to Steven... Turn it up. Turn it up.
Dude, I just opened Instagram and it's like a really fat guy. Hold on, Oscar. I'm gonna send this to you. What's your Instagram again?
I will not say it on video.
My Instagram is at LilBiggie28. Everybody go follow it.
LilBiggie28.
Is that really your fucking Instagram?
LilBiggee28 on Instagram. I've never plugged that before because I'm
sending this to whoever's Lil 28.
That's me.
I really hope this is the right.
That's me. I literally just got the message.
What the hell is that?
You literally just heard my phone ring on Discord, so you know that's me. Okay. Can we talk about Steven Universe?
Wait, please.
I watched it. It's really bad.
No, pig. What's?
I saw the thumbnail. I don't want to go any further.
No, I want you to watch it.
I already know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a big fat guy on TikTok, and he's gonna be dancing around, and it's gonna play the hamster dance.
No. Watch it. He's
Oh my god! I just wanted to discuss Steven Universe.
Please, it's literally like 15 seconds. Just watch.
I'm putting on.
Please stop playing it into your mic.
That was actually really good.
You see why I wanted you to watch it?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about episode 2,
Okay, yeah,
the one where
guys.
Steven does a.
Steven and Amethyst are on the boardwalk, and Amethyst is describing to Steven how she went to a little homeschool and she took all the gems and she put them into programs that'll help them like do the stuff that they used to do on Homeworld, but on Earth and like as a job and like helping people who are there. And everything's going great because all the people get to pick what they want to do and they get to do it. And Steven says, "Fuck you." Steven says, "Hey, Amethyst, why don't we get some of these gems out of their comfort zones and make them do stuff that they're not really accustomed to so they grow more?" And Amethyst says that's actually a horrible idea. You shouldn't do that. And Steven does that, and it turns out to be horrible in every single way. It was the worst possible decision that Steven could have made. This is a huge disconnect from actual Steven Universe, because Steven Universe does bad shit all the time in Steven Universe, but in Steven Universe Future, he does bad shit, and bad shit actually happens because of it. And a lot of the crux of the whole series is that Steven just kind of sucks now. That's a huge part of it.
So basically, like, do they have gems who are like undocumented alien immigrants who are like, you know, they're forced into like jobs nobody wants for less than minimum wage?
Gem immigrants.
They don't. No, because they don't have
They're
like
all
immigrants. Or, like,
stuff
like that, so that company exploiting them by paying them less than minimum.
Listen, the Steven Universe, Little Homeworld is under a borderless policy. I think. I don't think that they're doing any kind of jurisdiction.
So does that mean that it is legal to not pay them anything at all?
Well, they never actually discuss how currency is being paid to the gems at all. They could literally just be using them for slave labor. It's never.
If the gems wanted to go to the strip club to relax after a hard week's work, you know, could they do it, or do they not have the money to afford, you know, to make it?
I don't know if I think they might be doing socialism. I think there might be socialism in Beach City.
Government enforced strippers.
I swear to fucking God, I saw a video of Chris Hansen saying Big Chungus earlier, and I can't find it. I swear to fucking God, I saw that.
Okay,
I don't know why
God.
I can't find it.
Okay, can we okay, just keep working on
Yeah,
the Big
you don't have to
video.
ask, you just talk about it.
Keep working on the Big Chungus video, and I'm going to describe how this is fucking really, really cool and really important. So Steven, he does all the bad shit, and Amethyst says, "Hey, everything's fucking terrible." And Steven says, "I'm sorry for ruining everything. Can I help? Can we make shit better?" And they do the thing, and they become Smoky Quartz like they did in the old series. And they realize that the roller coaster that's literally about to crash because of Steven breaking everything, they're like way too far away from the roller coaster. So Smoky Quartz goes into pink mode. Like remember when Steven went into pink mode during Little Homeschool?
Yes.
But now Steven and Amethyst are together and they're fused together, and it goes pink mode, and Steven uses the world.
He stops time?
He uses the world. He slows down time to a crawl and then jumps up on top of the roller coaster and gets everybody else. But because of the 9-second time limit, he has to the roller coaster just crashes into the ocean. Everything's fine. At the end of the episode, Steven's like sitting back on the beach and he's like, "Man, I really like to help people, but sometimes I'm just shit at it. Ain't it right, Amethyst?" And Amethyst said, "Yeah, I really like teaching all these gems what their futures are. But what do you think your future's gonna be, Steven?" And that's a really important point, because a lot of the series is Steven Universe being 16 years old, not having to fight in a child soldier war anymore, and not knowing what the fuck to do with his life.
Steven, when asked what his future will be, he says, and I quote, "Teaching bitches how to swim." And then he says the tables have flipped. Now we got all the coconuts, bitch.
Okay, episode 3 is called Rosebuds. And so do you remember the arc during Steven Universe where they went onto the Diamond Home ship and they had a bunch of hippie humans kidnapped in little containers that they'd make like breed each other? They'd make the humans breed with each other in like little captivities in like a giant little sanctuary in a spaceship. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, they fly the spaceship down to Earth and they say, "What's poppin', guys?" And it turns out that the people on that spaceship found the section where they keep all the rose quartzes. Now, if you'll remember, Rose Quartz is the person that literally everybody in the series knew, and now there's like 15 of them all at once.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they genocide all of the rose quartzes?
They found more of them. There are more of them in the back. They were just holding.
Oh,
some.
dude, yeah, dude. We just found more of those slaves.
Dude, we found more of them.
Back.
We
may have freed all of them. We freed all of them, dude. But we just found some more, man.
They were just kind of. I think they were probably just keeping them bubbled in the back for a couple thousand years.
They were keeping them bubbled in the back for plot convenience.
Yeah. So there's like 3 specific rose quartzes that come down with Steven because Steven like awkwardly says, "Do you guys want to come to dinner?" Because these people look like his dead mom that he's been looking up to for years, but now realizes that his dead mom was actually like a horrible person, and literally everybody thinks that he's responsible for his dead mom stuff. So it's kind of weird seeing 3 of them all at once. There's like there's the stoner mom, there's the bubbly mom, and the one that's literally exactly like the rose quartz that they all knew, like the one that Pink probably literally
the one that wasn't a rose quartz. Yeah,
no, the one that's literally looks exactly like how Pink Diamond's rose quartz fake looked. The rose quartz deep fake that Pink Diamond used looks exactly like this one.
Deep fake.
Yeah, the deep fake rose quartz. It looks just like what Pink Diamond used. And they go into dinner, and literally nothing happens. This doesn't go anywhere. They just say, "Hey, that's kind of weird, right?" It's just like there's like taking some wounds that were almost healed at the end of the series and just opening them right back up again.
Yeah.
So that episode, I don't think anything important happens in, by the way. They just kind of like see the old rose quartz.
It's just
like,
Steven's like, "I have..."
He's like, "I have mommy issues." And that's that episode.
Daddy Steve.
So this episode is, so the next episode's called Volleyball, where they find, so you know how Pink Diamond had a pearl, and then that pearl stopped being useful, and then she got the other pearl, and Pearl 2 is the one that we know for the whole series?
Yeah.
So they find the first Pearl, who has a giant fucking crack on her face because Pink Diamond beat her. That's real. That's what happened. Pink Diamond beat her.
Pink Diamond beat the shit out of her like John Lennon.
Beat the shit. Yes. Pink Diamond John Lennon this Pearl, and she has a giant crack right over one of her eyes. That's real. That is.
Dude, that must mean that Pink Diamond. Oh my god, that's why Steven is so good at making music.
Oh my god, it all makes sense. It all adds up.
Y'all remember when fucking Y'all remember when John Lennon was in fucking Kingsman 2?
He was.
That was John Lennon I'm thinking of, right?
John Lennon has been dead for 40 years.
Alright, so I don't think it was John Lennon. It was Elton John.
Elton John Lennon.
Elton John Lennon.
They both have Johns in their name. What the fuck
Dude,
is
it's the same person. It's like they're related to each other. It's like how a last name works.
There's this band
John
from the
Lennon, Elton Lennon, same person.
There's this band from the 70s called Emerson, Lake and Palmer. One time my friend said we would always say the band name fast, so he thought it was Lincoln. He literally said, and I quote, "Guys, I found out that the band name is not Emerson Lincoln Park." Yeah. And oh my god, he never finished his sentence. I just started like screaming at him for saying something that fucking stupid.
Okay, so...
Oh my god.
So the original Pearl, that she goes up to the regular Pearl, and Steven says, "Hey, Pearl here has some issues, Pearl. Do you know where we can fix this fucking Pearl?" And Pearl says, "That's kind of confusing. Can we give her a regular name?" And she gets hit in the fucking head with a volleyball, and then they call her Volleyball, which they call her once and then never call her that again. And the episode is titled Volleyball. So what they do, the Pearl, not Volleyball Pearl, regular Pearl, says, "Hey, Steven, there used to be a Pink Diamond restoration facility. We can go there and put her in there." Because he tries to lick his hand and, like, put it on her face and it doesn't work. Like, the scar's so fucking deep that it doesn't work. So they go to the research facility, and Steven puts his hand on the thing, and it opens because remember he's literally Pink Diamond. He can do that. He puts his hand on the thing, and they go into the restoration facility, and it's kind of important how they go into like a room before that where Pink Diamond's old shit was, and Pearl and Volleyball just start tsundere-ing on each other for like 10 minutes.
They start simping over Steven.
They don't simp over Steven, they simp on each other. Or like not simp, they tsundere over each other because they're like Pink liked me more. No, Pink liked me more. And that's how they talk.
And then Pickle Rick says that he turned himself.
Yeah, and then Steven turns himself into a pickle and rolls around on the floor for 5 minutes. That's canon. That actually happened. And then they walk into the research facility, and the regular Pearl stands there, and Steven hits the button to restore her, and it says, "She can't be restored, stupid head." And then regular Pearl and other Pearl get into a fight over Pink Diamond, and Steven yells really loud and turns pink. He like turns pink and he goes, "You're fucking gay," or something like that. I don't remember exactly. He yells really loud because he gets angry because they're like blaming him for Pink Diamond shit. And he yells about it, and the whole facility like breaks. And the facility says, "Hey, stop doing that. We're gonna fucking reset your pearls." Oh, this is important. When he does the yell, all like the whole room around him cracks, and the facility thinks that it's Pink Diamond having another one of her outbursts that she always had. That's implied that she always had. So when she screams, it like does a little encapsulation around both pearls because it says, "Okay, your pearls are wrong. Obviously, that's why you're getting mad because your pearls are aggravating you because Pink Diamond did domestic abuse." That's the whole point of the episode. So the thing like closes
and then the guitar comes out of the sky and it's like, "Now write music, sweetie. Write music about Beatles and beating your wife."
Okay. So the thing closes around them, and Pink and Volleyball hug each other, and then they fuse and they make a big pearl, and the pearl gets them out of the facility because the whole thing was fucked. And then right at the end of the episode, you see Pearl and Volleyball being lesbians with each other for like 5 seconds, which literally becomes irrelevant in like the next episode because you never see Volleyball again, and Pearl becomes lesbians with someone else later.
Becomes lesbians with.
Yeah, I'm using it as a verb.
I guess I mean you can use any word as a verb. Yes.
Listen, okay. So next episode Bluebird. So remember the episode Stuck Together with Aquamarine? It was a pretty big arc that didn't do anything.
Aquamarine was the fairy one?
Yeah. And the blue. And then you remember the one where there were 5 rubies and one of the rubies was a total bitch?
Yes.
So Bluebird, Aquamarine, and Bitch Eye Ruby fuse together, and they make Bluebird, and they try to murder Steven together as one person, and they get into a fight outside after like everybody thinks that she's a normal person, and Bluebird tries to murder him, and Steven goes pink mode and punches her really hard, and they say Team Rocket blasting off again, and they go up into the sky, and they don't do anything, and they're irrelevant for the rest of the series. That's the whole episode. Nothing happens in that episode.
Huh.
Nothing relevant to the main story happens that episode. They do a Steven Universe moment. Okay, so next episode...
Steven moment.
So next episode is another Steven moment right after it, where he has to like divide his time between Pearl hanging out with Onion and Garnet hanging out with home safety people. It's irrelevant. You don't have to mention it at all. It's just Steven realizing that he has his schedule booked to shit, and he doesn't know like how to divide his time properly because he's trying to do little homeworld and he's trying to teach all the gems how to do shit. Like his main thing is helping people.
And he has to go to the pick up his checks.
Yeah. Like Steven's main thing is helping people, and he like can't do it. Like he's
Steven Universe on welfare.
Yeah. He picks up his welfare checks, and then he goes to little homeworld and he teaches them about gentrification. So next episode,
specifically how he is going to do it to them.
Yeah. Next episode is called Snow Day, and it's where it snows in the middle of a beach city, and it's so fucking snowy that it's a snow day. And right before that, you get a couple cuts of Steven waking up at 7:13 in the morning exactly, drinking his protein shake and driving off to little homeschool like 3 days in a row, and you can tell that he's exhausted and he fucking hates it. So it starts snowing outside.
Good, because I hate him too.
Yeah. And he has to stay in for the day with the other gems. And the other gems are like, Steven, let's play Steven tag, where if you get tagged, you have to turn into Steven. And Steven said, can you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to do my schedules for little homeschool. So we're seeing that Steven has like literally stopped caring about his old like person of being like a happy-go-lucky little kid, and he is just like secluded and like into his work, and nobody fucking cares about him anymore.
He's like, can you guys be quiet? I'm trying to evade paying my taxes here.
Yeah, he's like writing on his little paper, and he's like writing his
He's
taxes.
like, why do you think I moved to this crappy city? It's a place in the United States where the IRS is constantly after me.
Yeah. So they play Steven tag, and Steven learns to let loose a little bit. Whatever. So episode Why So Blue, there are 2 Lapises that aren't the Lapis that Steven is with. He's with another Lapis. He's with their Lapis, and 2 other Lapises come in, and they start to break shit. And this episode's really funny because Steven says to the other Lapises, "Hey, you can like take your shit into more like be more proactive and be more creative and like sing and dance and everything." And he teaches them to sing and dance, and they laugh at him for being stupid and gay.
They laugh at him for being big and gay.
Yeah, they laugh at him for being big fat gay idiot baby gay baby.
They're like, haha, Steven, singing is for gay people. I only listen to Fred Durst.
Yeah,
and Limp Bizkit, because I like the breaks.
So that episode.
Dude, I let my dogs out, and I came back and I heard, dude, Steven, singing is for pussies. I only listen to Fred Durst.
Exactly. That's what the other 2 Lapis do.
That's all I heard.
Yeah, dude, I only listen to Fred Durst.
Of course.
Point, Fred Durst is epic. He's better than Eminem, because guess what? He's been relevant every decade he's been an artist, and he likes anime, and literally there's a holiday named after him, dude. Every single week it's Fred Durst Friday.
Dude, you know what I like about Fred Durst?
What?
He packs a chainsaw.
I always bring my friend Fred Durst like a few months ago. He went to this like rap concert with multiple artists.
He met Fred Durst.
Fred Durst was just there.
He wasn't even rapping. He was just in the crowd.
He's like, "Hey kid." He just walks up to everyone in the audience. "Hey kid, it's me, Fred Durst.
You want to buy some Molly?"
He's like, "Listen to my new album. I swear it's coming out soon."
It's Fred Durst.
Like, he walks up to them. He says, "Have you ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, dude? It's a pretty cool show." I own figurines of the character.
Can you imagine if Fred Durst just started walking up to people going, "Hey, have you ever heard of Fred Durst? I heard he likes Evangelion."
Have you seen the photo of him with the Ray figure?
No.
There's a photo of him with a like Ray from Evangelion, like on his desk, and he's just like staring at it.
That's such a Fred Durst thing.
Let me find the photo.
I honest to God didn't know Fred Durst liked Evangelion until this conversation.
Look, this is you may not recognize him because like this is like old Fred Durst, but this is him.
That's very clearly Fred Durst. I can spot it.
I know who Fred Durst.
Are we still talking about Steven Universe? Or are we talking about?
You missed like four filler episodes in a row.
So are we talking about the Fred Durstiverse now? I feel like that's
we're talking about Steven Fred Durstiverse.
Did you know like the PS2 WWE game where they had like Limp Bizkit music?
And like Fred Durst said he had to be in the game if they were gonna put the music.
Yeah, so you could play as Fred Durst. Dude, I want there to be an official WWE game where you can play as Glue Man.
I want there to be a strictly Limp Bizkit themed fighting game.
There's 4 characters in Germa.
I want there to be a game where I can do Death Grips versus Limp Bizkit. I wanna play that.
MC Ride versus
Dude,
Fred Durst.
Death Battle, MC Ride versus Fred Durst.
Who would win? Who's the better rapper? It's Fred Durst.
I was gonna say Fred Durst is better than any rapper, so that's really not a question.
Dude, there's a Fred Durst Friday, but there's no MC Ride Monday.
That's such a fucking sentence I wasn't expecting to hear today.
You know what? Another good sentence is. Can we please stop talking about dicks? I want to talk about Steven Universe.
All right, back to
Talking about Steven Universe is talking about dicks. We've already established this.
Yeah, it just makes everyone so randy.
So this episode is where shit starts to happen for the first time.
What episode is this?
This is
9.
episode 9.
God, we're almost halfway there.
Yeah. We're reaching the point of no return for Steven. So little graduation. It starts off. Well. Steven walks into Lars's donut shop because Lars he used to work at like part time. He was a wagey getting the KG at the.
And then he fucking died on an alien planet.
He died on an alien planet. He got brought back to life. He was a space captain for a while. He decided.
Now he's pink.
Yeah, he's pink. He's
pink Steven.
He's not Pink Steven. He is not Pink Steven. He is Pink Lars because Steven cried on him after he died. So he owns the donut shop now, and he's like, hey, so are you coming to Sadie and the what's Sadie's band called?
Okay, I just remembered the real name, but I was gonna say funny, so let me say something funny first.
Okay.
Sadie Grips.
Don't say the real one. I just want to call them. I know it's like Sadie Killer or something, so I'm just gonna call them Sadie Fuckers Cop Killers.
Sadie's fucker cop killers.
Yeah, no. So Sadie Fuckers Cop Killers. He goes up to Lars and he says, "Hey Lars, are you gonna come to the latest Sadie Fuckers Cop Killers show?" And Lars says, "Dude, Sadie Fuckers Cop Killers is like broken up. They're not doing anything anymore. Literally every member that Steven was friends with is all breaking apart and doing their own shit and like leaving, and they're never gonna see each other again." So after little graduation, they're like all gonna leave, and it doesn't matter. So Sadie walks in, and Steven says, "Hey, so another important part of this is that Steven thinks that Lars and Sadie are still like fucking each other. Actually, like he thinks they're still together." But Sadie walks in, and Steven says, "Hey, Sadie, are you gonna do the Sadie Fuckers Cop Killers thing? And are you two like you know?" He doesn't actually say anything; he just implies it. And Sadie says, "No, I'm actually with my new partner, Shep, who is the coolest character because they just play a flute, and that's it. And they have like 2
They're like he's like
series.
Steven's like, hey Sadie, are you
and
gonna go back to your place and have lots of unprotected premarital sex?" and then Sadie says, "No, I would never, Steven. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ."
So my headcanon for this episode is that Steven is NB-phobic because he is very uncomfortable around Shep the whole time, and we don't know why.
Shep is the arcade man, isn't he?
No, Shep is the new character that never existed before.
What was the black? Who's the black arcade man?
I don't know. I remember Black Arcade Man. He's the coolest character in the whole series.
Yeah,
he wears like a Hawaiian shirt and he has a big old mustache.
And he's black.
Black arcade man.
Dude, every character in Steven other than Steven is black.
Yeah, so that means they're all cooler than Steven.
Yeah, dude. They should.
Are you really about to tell me that Steven's dad is black?
Yes.
Because I'm not so sure about
Look at him, dude. He can say it.
He's a black man in a white man's body.
See, exactly. So they go to little graduation. They go to the homeworld graduation, and Lars says, "Hey, because the off colors that I'm homies with are about to graduate from little homeschool because they finished their semester here, we're just gonna go back to space, and we're never gonna see you again, except you can literally just visit through my hair." But it's not. He's
gonna say that Council of the Republic has led a unanimous decision to restructure the his like space patrol into the new Gem Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Anakin Skywalker's wife says, "So this is how democracy ends," with thunderous applause, and then it cuts the scene.
Yeah. So Lars is gonna go back to space like literally right after little graduation. He's just gonna fucking dip into his spaceship and leave forever. And Steven's really broken up about this, even though Lars and the Lion are literally linked together. And if Steven ever wants to visit Lars, he can just go inside of the Lion.
They should make a Steven Universe 2 where the plot is the exact same as the normal, except instead of the diamonds, the main antagonist is.
Dude, they should make a whole show just about Lars. I would actually watch that. Lars and the Stars is way cooler than Steven Universe ever will be.
The Lars spin-off.
Make a show all about the black arcade.
Okay.
No. The black arcade guy. And all of his lines has to scream all. What's his name? Black Arcade Man Steven Universe.
Okay, so
his photo appears. Skee ball arcade game. I thought this dude's name was Skee Ball.
Very okay if his name was Skee Ball.
That would be so
Playing the
cool.
arcade. Okay, who owns
Does he
Funland
have the
Arcade?
name?
Mr. Smiley? Yeah, his name's Harold, and he's black.
I want a whole show about Harold Smiley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Please.
Okay, so they go to the graduation and they're on stage, and Steven like goes up on stage and he says, "Hey, do you guys remember Sadie Fucker's Cop Killers?" And this is an actual quote. No, that's not an actual quote. He says, "No, I think this is an actual quote."
The actual quote. You
No,
guys
yes,
remember
it is.
Sadie Fuckers?
no, the actual quote is he says, "Well, this is he says, you guys remember Sadie Fucker's Cop Killers, right?" And then he like claps like really sheepishly, and he says, "Well, this is one of them." And then he leaves. Like, he seems so.
Do you guys
genuinely
remember this
shaken
little
up.
band called the Beatles? Well, you'll love Ringo.
Don't you remember that one movie where the fucking Beatles weren't real? And like some dude wrote all the Beatles music and everyone was like, "Oh, this is so genius." Like in like the year 2019 where nobody would actually give a shit if the Beatles was relevant right now.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
I don't think it was a documentary. I think it was a whole movie.
documentaries can be movies.
No, like not
It's like a movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a.
Yeah, we sell it on Blu-ray at Best Buy. So I walk past it every now and then.
I was about to say, wasn't it like Tomorrowland?
It's called Tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's called Tomorrow. No, I bet you're thinking.
No, I was thinking of the fucking Disney movie where there's like trains in the sky and shit.
No, the movie's called Yesterday. 2 days.
2 days off, technically.
2 days off. Yesterday's 2
Yeah,
days after. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get back
Alright,
to
so
fucking
continue
Steven
talking
Universe?
Sadie Fucker's Cop.
Real quick. Does anyone know any way I can get in contact with?
Wait, what'd you
Move
say?
to whatever city in California he lives in and gang.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Because I wanna have him
Don't do that.
feature on a song. What? Oh
You're
no!
gonna
I
do a
want
drive-by
I want to
shooting
get
on
Fred
Randy.
Durst on a song.
Oh, Fred Durst.
With Fred.
We're gonna
No, I wanna
Fred
do it
Durst
in my
and
home.
Randy featuring on the same album.
Drive-by shoot. I want to do a drive-by shooting on Randy.
and Tupac.
Okay, fuck.
Alright,
can we
let's
talk
talk
about
about
Steven
Sadie and the-
Universe? Okay, so he says.
Yeah, go back to Steven Universe.
Okay, so I don't think Steven Universe says Shep even once throughout the whole episode. By the way, that's some deep lore for Steven. So Steven walks up and he says, "This is one of them," and he goes back down.
He says that disgusting
Oh my god! You cut out.
trans
No,
disgusting
wait! You
bill.
can't say that! You can't say that! You can't say that! I'm gonna get banned.
Leave it in. Leave it
I'm
in.
not leaving it in.
Leave
No,
it in
I'm
the
not.
video.
I'm not. No, those are
Leave
just
it
things that
as a
Steven has said about Chef.
As a trans person, it's all right. He's just
Okay,
quoting.
I'm just
You're paraphrasing what Steven Universe actually said in this episode. What Rebecca Sugar actually wrote. And
yeah.
really
What he
believes.
said was worse. What he actually said was a. You know, I'm not like a
Wait. So
a
slander,
terrible person, so I won't say it.
Slander is the spoken one. Libel is the written one, right?
Slander is spoken.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to make sure, like, I know what I get sued for.
Your Honor.
By Steven himself. He will be personally
Steven
suing
Universe comes into real
What I
life. to
said
sue
was
me.
significantly worse.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
so-
God.
Why?
So they go to
You
this
keep getting so angry
because I want to talk
but
about
you keep
Steven
continuing
Universe.
to off.
I want to talk about
So,
the show.
Sadie, so you remember the Xavier Renegade Angel Shakashiri Blowdown?
No.
What the
Where they both
fuck
no, remember
words
they-
was that?
You remember in Xavier Renegade Angel where they pull out where Xavier and Xavier pull
Oh,
out the
Xavier
flashlight?
Renegade Angel.
Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
the Shakashiri Blowdown from season 1, episode 10?
Yeah.
So Shep gets up on stage and does
That was the most bullshit yes I've ever heard.
No, I love Xavier. The best line in the series is, give me that disease, you guys. He goes to the military. He goes,
Crack?
give me that disease
No, AIDS.
you
Yeah.
guys invented. He's crack,
Bingo.
AIDS, crack, no, AIDS. And he gives him literally like a bleach container.
Every single line in that show is fucking gold. So Shep goes up on stage
Yeah.
and she does the Shakashiri blowdown, and Sadie like sings to it, and Steven says, "Yeah, good job." But he notices that Lars is like walking off in his leather jacket with his hands in his pocket, vape in his mouth because it's 2020 and he's vaping instead of smoking. And he walks off into the.
Does he really have a?
No, he doesn't. But I imagine that he would if this was real.
He has a
IRL. Yeah, he has a lollipop in his mouth.
He has a full kid censored lollipop.
And so Steven like follows Lars because he's walking out on Sadie's show because he still wants Sadie and Lars to smash each other, even though Sadie is literally in a romantic relationship with Shep. It is explicitly said, and Steven cannot grasp that concept. So so Lars says, "I'm just gonna leave. You can visit me literally whenever." And he says, "Ah!" And he goes pink and he gets really angry. And he has a new power.
He just fucking kills.
And he kills Lars.
No, he does not kill
He
Lars.
just fucking ends.
He doesn't kill Lars. A bunch of hexagons like.
He says, "Lars, I gave you life, and I can take."
No, that
He
doesn't
summons
happen.
Fred Durst and fucking kills Lars.
No, he does not kill Fred Durst. He summons a giant pink dome. He summons
What?
he summons a giant pink hexagon dome around the entire beach area with all his friends in it, which is a metaphor.
And
guys, if you don't get the metaphor, it's about how Steven wants to keep his friends close to him even though they're leaving.
I can't believe they let this one get
I
cast.
can't believe they No, so Steven makes a giant dome around everyone, and it starts closing in and circling in, and he says, "Guys, I don't want you to leave. I'm friends with you guys. Everybody." So the main point.
And he says, "If I can't have you, then no one can."
Yeah.
He starts pumping in poisonous gas and.
no, this is not, everybody around him, crowds around him, gives him a big group hug and says, "Steven, we love you. You're cool." Right, so...
Isn't Steven 19 at this point?
He's 16. He's still too old for that.
Okay, yeah, still too
I remember when I was 16 and my friends were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go, do something now, and I'm gonna leave." For
And
a
then
bit."
you
I was
created
and they were like, "Oh, you could visit any time though. I'm not gonna be, too far away."
They
And
literally
then I
go to
fucking
the
killed
store.
them. And then I
Just fucking go to the store and then you create a giant fucking force field around them to fucking murder.
That's exactly
I literally
what he did.
I backed my van into them with the trunk open, and I closed the door and locked it.
That's how shaken up Steven is. So Steven says that so after this happens, Steven decides he needs to calm the fuck down and figure out what he wants to do with himself. So he decides that he's gonna stop going and helping out at Little Homeworld, which is like the start of the decline. It's like the slippery slope. So
The decline, Steven.
The
Universe,
downward
rise and fall.
spiral.
Dude, when's the episode where's the episode where 37 of Steven's closest gem friends stab him to death?
We're getting to it.
Does that actually happen?
No. Well, they cut a little, but no.
I was really hoping there was an episode if you ever read the Scott Pilgrim comics, there's a scene where he falls asleep and a shit ton of versions of his girlfriend come and eat him alive, and I was really hoping that happens in the show.
Steven's best friends do have to murder him at one point, but I'm not gonna say when that is or what that is.
They're like, "We have to take down Steven." This is my favorite Scott Pilgrim panel.
I love that.
Okay, fuck.
Isn't the original Scott saying "That's sad"?
Yeah, something like that.
It was that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I've ever dated.
That's pretty.
Okay, so this makes for really good radio, by the way. I'll have to download all these images and put them up while we're talking about them.
Please.
When we started making the jokes about I can't let that get past the censors, can you please
Yeah,
just
please put the clip.
I'll absolutely put the clip up.
No, just the robot's profile on because he's on this server. Put it on the screen.
Okay. So
play the audio of the clip and just have the picture of just a robot's profile.
That's what I'll do. I'll play the clip of him moving, and then I'll slowly fade in his Discord tag.
I can't believe they let that one get past.
Guys, if you don't get the metaphor, it's about not knowing what to do with your future.
Dude, oh my god, no. When's the episode where Steven gets diagnosed?
We're getting to it. We're getting to
chronic trauma.
Dude, we
you
are
imagine
literally getting to Steven's autism diagnosis. Can you calm down?
Steven has erectile dysfunction for the rest.
Steven has had so many negative encounters with women that he cannot get
The fact that you said that is so scary because it's literally real.
Because literally all of the villains in the show are either like really rude men who get like one episode, or like, women who are like the main villains of the show.
Why don't any gems manifest as
women?
male? I have like one question.
No, don't you remember? There's actually a lot of people about this, because I don't know if they did it for how long, but basically for like the first 3 seasons, all of the villains, regardless of like, you know, human or not, were either men, or if they were like gems, they looked like butch masculine lesbians.
Yeah. That's a little
Rebecca Sugar just hates gay people.
Yeah, so the Jasper, Yellow Diamond, basically everyone like that just looked like a butch lesbian, which really upset a lot of people because they were like the main villains.
Okay, fuck. Okay, so episode 10, Prickly Pear, is an episode where after leaving Homeworld and
what
just
a fucking
literally...
shitty name.
Yeah. And literally just bumming around for a couple days, Steven decides to take up gardening, like regular ass gardening. And the gems
Yeah.
Like the gems walk in on him and they see him like growing all his flowers, and he says, "This flower is named Lars. This flower, he's not gonna go to space. No, you're a plant. You can't go to space. And this flower over here is named Sadie. You're not gonna change, Sadie. You're gonna stay the same, right? Right? Yeah." So the gems realize that he's literally going fucking insane because all of his friends are leaving and he doesn't know how to deal with going into the future. And the gems like say, "That's literally not healthy." That's what they say. They say, "You are not a healthy person." Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. Exactly like that video.
Naughty.
This is the way you're describing this is like the most poorly written metaphor for anything I've.
It's not a metaphor. It just is
like
that.
Dead.
It just is that. It
no,
is not
well,
a metaphor.
so well, like, no, it's not a metaphor for anything. But like the show is a metaphor. Like Steven Universe Future is a metaphor for growing up, based on what you're describing.
It's a coming of age story, and it's not that good.
Yeah, except for this is the worst coming of age story I've ever.
You're not gonna leave me.
No, the point is that Steven Universe is a bad person.
Yeah, like, okay, like, out of any show, like, BoJack Horseman intentionally writes BoJack as a really shitty character, and I think I...
Yeah, you hate Steven more because there's never an episode where he does drugs and listens to...
I forgot there's an episode of BoJack with Death Grips in it. I won't even lie. I didn't pick that up until rewatching the show last year. Like, somehow that whole time I had never realized there was a Death Grip song playing in a fucking BoJack.
Holy shit, dude. One time, it was on Super Bowl Sunday. We were watching after the Super Bowl. We found Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs on like TV, and we were playing No Love over it, and it was literally it synced up perfectly. Literally, you know when like the bass,
yeah, the
chorus, yeah, that appears straight when the title card happens.
Okay, go on, Pig.
Okay, fuck. So now that we're done with Death Grips, Steven's having his unhealthy gardening habit where he's naming all of his plants after his friends and like slowly crying to himself in a ball in the shower because everybody knows what to do with themselves except him. He accidentally gets spit on a cactus that he's growing, and the cactus comes to life and it looks like Steven. And he brings it inside and he says, "Hey guys, look, I grew a cactus of myself." And the cactus starts like screaming.
I'm Cactus. I'm Cactus Steven.
I'm Cactus Steven.
I'm Cactus Steven. I turned myself into a pickle, Pearl.
Steven should become a pickle farm.
Okay, so he has this little cactus, and he's like starts talking to it, and the cactus starts repeating what he's saying. Like he starts he says to the cactus, "Hi, I'm Steven," and the cactus says, "Hi, I'm Steven."
It's a clone.
And then he gets an idea. He literally teaches like the next scene is the cactus walking in a. And he says, "I turn myself into a cactus amethyst. I'm Cactus Steven."
No, it's worse than that. It's worse than that.
I would pay to see that.
So the next day,
I would dead ass watch all of Steven Universe Future if that fucking.
it doesn't happen.
There's no scene where he turns himself into a pickle and says,
turn
"I'm Pickle
himself
Steven."
into a pickle.
Is there a scene where he turns himself into Adam Sandler? And
No.
I'm Steven Sandler.
I'm
No,
Steven
there's no
Sandler.
Steven Sandler.
I'm Adam Universe.
Okay, fuck.
That sounds like a porn star. Adam.
So
Universe.
does Steven Universe.
No, No, you know what sounds like a porn star name?
What?
Pickle Sandler.
This is a 45-minute recording, by the way.
I turned myself into a pickle. I'm Pickle
we're-
Adam Sandler.
We are not even halfway through the series, and we
This is
are
gonna be
45. It's gonna be a 2-hour video.
This is a great video.
Okay, so during Prickly Pear, he puts the cactus back in the observatory where he keeps all his plants. And the next day he walks back in and he's watering his plants, and he starts talking shit about all the gems to the
He
cactus.
starts talking shit to his plants.
No, he starts talking shit. He starts talking
Wait,
shit
does
about
the
the only
cactus
people that still
repeat
love him. Yeah, the cactus repeats everything he says.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
That
pick
is
up
the
on that.
worst fucking.
The
plotline.
cactus walks. They're all in a room with a cactus. I
Yeah, so
fucking
he
hate
says-
that fat bitch Amethyst.
Literally, yes. Literally, that's what happens. No,
Oh
he walks in and he says, "Man, Pearl's so controlling. She needs to get her shit together, and like Garnet needs to calm the fuck down, and Amethyst needs to shut
Garnet
the
needs
fuck
to
up."
stop. Garnet needs to stop being so black. I swear to God.
No, he
and then like Steven, racism is not cool.
And he says to the cactus, like, "Oh, Amethyst needs to stop fucking talking about how much she's grown. Like, come on, you haven't changed that much. Stop." Like, he's talking shit about the only people that still love him to a cactus.
Okay, wait. So if the gems can pick their own, then why is Amethyst like short?
Fat.
No, like Amethyst
she's
is never
fucking,
upset
remember?
about being fat. She's
No, 'cause
always like she used to be. No, but like they pick their own form. They get to choose what they look like.
Well, I think they have like a base form, and then they can shapeshift. Like regular amethysts are like tall and buff and muscular, but Amethyst just literally came out with a birth defect.
The regular amethysts are the pillar men from JoJo.
Literally,
This
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they are gay, so yeah, they're basically just JoJo
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, exactly. See, he gets it. So
A quick question:
Cactus-
is anyone in JoJo's actually gay?
Yes.
The female
yes.
JoJo Jolene was supposed to be gay, but the writers editors were like, you can't put this in. So the love interest is in woman with like boobs, and then like later just is a man, muscular. No, it's they're a man now.
So instead of giving Jolene a different love interest, they changed the love interest into a guy.
Yeah. But so the thing is, then he changed like publications for the next part, so the censors were a lot less like enforcing. So in part 7, there's the president and his bisexual wife attempt to rape a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Valid.
Part 7 was when he went to Ultra Jump.
When I say president, I mean the actual president of the United States.
No, I kind of figured what you meant.
Yeah.
What was he, like the 23rd president?
I don't know what I think it was just he switched to like Shonen Monthly or some crap like that.
That's Ultra Jump, because he used
Yeah.
to do Weekly Jump, and then you'd.
But now he does
Ultra Jump
monthly,
part
yeah.
7. Have you read Part 8? I fucking love Part 8 so much.
That's why I have not, because it's not done yet. I'm not gonna wait a month in
It's
between
almost
every
done.
chapter.
It's so
Part
close to
it's not
being
like
done.
chapter. It's not like chapter 94. So yeah, it is almost done. But almost done still means that in every month you have to wait.
I'm not even caught up yet. I'm still on I'm still like 90. I'm like so close to being.
Isn't
caught up.
isn't it like Josuke's like stepbrother?
No. It's
Josh, isn't he like he tries to rape his mom? Felt that.
No. Well, not really, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody listening. But Part 8's so fucking cool. You
Just
gotta read
cut
Part
this
8.
Just fucking cut this part out.
This is
of the
gonna be a
video.
2-hour-long video. Well, I don't have anything better to do. They extended the Coronacation for another 2 weeks. I can just edit this.
Listen. It's not spoilers. If the part started in 2011, it's 9 years old.
That's it.
It's seriously been going on for 9 years.
Well, you haven't fucking read it yet.
I know what happens in certain. I know the characters. I know there's beetle tendencies in it.
Dude, there's a beetle guy.
No, beetle. That's when
Yeah,
they have the
do
beetles.
beetle tendency. Yeah, I fucking love that chapter. Oh my god, it's Dylan. He just joined finally.
Dylan. Oh, I thought you meant Dylan.
Yeah, I was like really excited.
Not Dylan Thomas.
Yeah, but what was it? So yeah, what I was thinking was, Attack on Titan.
What about Attack on Titan? You cut out.
It's almost over. Definitely, like, they're up to the.
Thank fuck.
Yeah. Now we'll just have to wait 6 years for the.
That show was like not that fucking good from what I.
Dude, I've been reading it and I enjoy it, but like every single time they do like anything, they advance the plot in any ways. I'm like, that's bullshit. You can't fucking do that.
Speaking of advancing the plot, do you want to hear what happens to Cactus Steven?
Yes, what happens to Cactus Steve?
So Cactus Steven starts copying Steven's movements and like growing other parts and like becoming a fucking disgusting abomination, like cactus amalgamation people. And they have a big fight scene where he like breaks out of the house and starts saying all the shit that Steven said to the gems. Like he says, Amethyst needs to shut up about how much he changed, like during the fight. And eventually Steven realizes that because he copies him, he like hugs the cactus and gets stabbed by the cactus, but he hugs him and the cactus learns that love is cooler than murdering people and talking shit. Your best
People die when they are killed.
God, I hate this show.
When will people understand?
Trust me, it gets good. It doesn't get good, but it's not as bad later on. So the episode.
What a great way to describe a show. It gets good.
Watch it, dude. It's good for like.
Don't watch it. Please don't watch it. Please don't watch Steven Universe. Watch this video so you don't have to watch Steven Universe.
Because you'll just be let down.
You're gonna be so disappointed if you watch Steven Universe in like any capacity. So the episode In Dreams. So Steven and Peridot hang out because they liked their fucking camp like drama that they watched in the original series, and they came out with a reboot for it, and they watch it and it's awful. And when Steven goes to sleep, he realizes that when Peridot sees that when he sleeps, his dreams get put on the TV. So whenever he dreams about something, like it'll get projected onto a TV. So
oh god, I wonder what this 16-year-old man dream.
He does not have a wet dream, unfortunately.
That's so disappointing.
No, Steven has like violent, gratuitous sex dreams, and like it gets broadcasted to the TV while everyone watches and holds.
So what they do is they decide that they're going to rewrite the script for their favorite show and have Steven dream about it. And then watch it on the TV together, because fucking...
Yeah, but then Steven won't be able to watch it, because he's...
No,
what if they put a capture card in the TV and they bootleg it?
Dude, that's called a VHS. They record it on VHS, because they're hipsters.
I like capture card.
Yeah, why don't you just capture card it up to your desktop?
They're
pirate
not gonna fucking capture card it to their desktop. They're gonna use a VHS because they're stupid little hipster bitches.
Literally have a workforce of superhuman that could make millions of dollars through labor, and are you telling me they can't afford a fucking desktop and one capture card?
They can't afford it, but that they're hipsters and they don't want to use it. Literally, in Steven's car, he listens to cassette tapes. He has a smartphone, but he doesn't use Spotify. He uses cassette tapes.
Well, I mean, I have a friend who has a car that my friend uses. Well, he has a cassette tape deck, but he doesn't own any tapes. But it's because he bought a fucking 1997 BMW.
Yeah, that's
wasn't
cool as fuck. I want to. I wanted to have a cassette player because I'm Steven Universe.
Dude, cassette is honestly the worst format. If you need to have physical media, use CD. It doesn't sound like crap, and your tapes won't break. Your tapes won't break, and you can't get that in like 90% of cars. You know.
Yes, you can. You put a fucking like gramophone.
I know it exists. It exists, but it is hard to set up.
Dude, just mount.
The reason you don't want to is
because
the reason you don't want to is because the dashboard heats up. You'd warp your records.
No, like a real gramophone, like a real giant gramophone from the 1950s that you just put in your you put in your console.
Your tapes heat up. Your records heat up, and they break.
No, you take a regular gramophone and you take a mini fridge and you put the gramophone in the mini fridge.
The mini fridge would just make your entire car hotter.
No, but it would be in the mini fridge when you're playing the records.
Yeah, sure, it would be colder on the, but then you'd have condensation and would break it.
You would store them in the mini fridge, you fucking idiot!
You fucking don't understand. That would make them break faster, because when you're using them, they heat up because they're in the car, and then you put them in the fridge and they cool down really fast, and that breaks them.
No, you don't put them in the car to heat up. You just
use
the
the
fridge.
CD player. You could just use the CD player
Or
that
you could
every
not be Steven
fucking
Universe and you could just use Spotify.
yeah,
you could
do.
All I was saying is, if you have to use physical media, at least use CDs to like spare yourself, you know.
I was gonna say, because every fucking car comes with a CD player too.
Yeah.
Okay, so in dreams, they record his dreams on VHS tapes, and they watch them back, and it's just like a bunch of weird shit, because Steven's really bad at dreaming, and he remembers a bunch of the shit that happens, like, in his life. Like, remember when all the gems fused together and then made obsidian? He like, has a dream about obsidian, but with Connie's face that's stepping on him, and that's really kinky.
Again, Steven
literally has a thing for being stepped on by tall women.
Yes, literally, yes. Remember the song Giant Woman from, like, episode 2? That's real.
Actually, it was episode 19. Was it episode? Holy crap!
I don't fucking care.
Guess. If that guess, I need to look this up. What if I'm right?
If you're right, I'll kill myself right now. I will do it on
Okay.
camera. I'll literally
see.
kill myself if Giant Woman is episode 19.
All right, 12th episode. I was 7 on.
Okay.
Damn it.
So Steven realizes that he really hates doing the dream stuff because it makes him really sleepy, but he doesn't want to tell Peridot that because he's afraid that if he tells Peridot he doesn't like doing this, that Peridot's gonna leave him.
Where will Peridot go?
I don't know.
California.
Dude, he can just fucking make another fucking circle and be all protective and shit.
Yeah, dude. What if he just put circles around everywhere else so that nobody could leave him because they'd have otherwise known as just quarantine.
Steven Universe would be good at Amazon. He could like put cages around people that aren't filling enough package quotas.
But then they wouldn't be able to. Then they wouldn't be able to pack anything if they were in cages.
There'd be little holes for their arms.
They'd have arm-sized holes, but no breathing holes.
Yeah. Okay, so they cry on each other because Steven tells Peridot that he thinks that she's gonna leave him if they don't do dream shit, and then they cry and it's whatever. So next episode is Bismuth Casual, which is a really interesting case study into like Steven's autism.
Is it like actually does Steven actually have autism?
They don't say it explicitly.
Okay.
Which means that he doesn't.
But
they never say that he does. Listen, it's Steven Universe. If they don't explicitly tell you, then that's
Google.com is Steven Universe autistic.
Google says, I don't know, man. Why are you looking this up?
Well, I mean, Peridot. I think they like code her as that. I think.
As autistic?
Yeah, that's real.
She's a rock.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. She has fucking rocktism. Rocktism.
I guess. I mean, we don't have enough evidence. Rocks, living rocks act. So like maybe they could have autism.
Okay.
Who knows?
So the episode Bismuth Casual is where Steven and Connie and Bismuth and Pearl all go out to a roller rink to just fucking do shit. And in the episode, Connie sees some of her friends from her like school that she goes to. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but it's like established in the beginning that Connie is like 14, like she's 2 years younger than Steven, and she's already like planning which college she's gonna go to and what like she's gonna major in and everything. Cause she's like.
Didn't they establish like how she was younger than him one time, like in that one birthday episode where like Steven makes himself.
Yeah, he
dies
makes himself into a pickle and then dies, and then turns into a gay baby, and then they talk about shit. But it's still canon that she's like 14 and she's like way better than Steven at everything. So it's really awkward when he hangs out with her because like he's getting cut.
Well, I mean that doesn't. I think that makes sense because think of it. Connie like spent most of her life like normal, kind of.
Yeah.
And her parents are like her parents are smart. Her parents are smart, and I think her dad is Asian. So like she has that like like that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
People say like shit about like let me say every single Asian person I know has parents like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so like Connie just kind of lived the normal life. Steven's lived his entire life with gay rocks and a single divorced,
that's why
widowed dad who does nothing but weed in his party van and play rock music.
That literally becomes part of the plot in like episode 15. How fucked up
his
Steven was raised.
Steven,
His
dude,
fucking mom is him too. You gotta.
He
think about
is
it.
his own mom.
That's how
Yeah, like,
fucked up Steven is.
Yeah, like think of how stressful
so I
that's
think it's
gotta
pretty.
be.
I think it's pretty easy to say like a better person than Steven. Like she didn't have to like be her own mother. Literally be her own mother.
Yeah. But so they go up to the roller rink, and Connie like meets two of her friends that like she was friends with in her like regular school that she went to because Steven didn't go to school. And then like one of the
He was
kids,
raised
like
by
one of her
gay
friends,
rocks.
like Connie starts hanging out with her friends, and Steven literally does not know how to interact with them because they're not trying to murder him. Because the only way Steven makes friends is when people try to murder him, and he can.
That is so dumb. That makes no sense because there's literally episodes where he's like, nobody in the city he has lived in has tried to kill him.
Maybe
and
I
he's
was
still
being a
friends
little
with him.
hyperbolic. Maybe I was being a little hyperbolic, but it's been like 2 years since he's done shit, and he doesn't know anybody that isn't gems. He's been around gem shit. He literally doesn't know how to make human friends.
So he just forgot how to be. He turned into a rock.
He turned into a pickle. Yes.
He turned into a cat, then a watermelon, then a cactus, then a rock, then a pickle.
Pickle.
Yeah. So Steven like.
By the way, pickles have like little bumps on them, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, some of them. Some of them have like divots.
Okay, cool. Because the one I'm drawing has bumps on it right now.
Okay, I'm drawing Pickle Steven.
I'm drawing Pickle fucking Sandler. Hold on.
Can you make the caption? Can you have his mouth open and it says, "Holy shit, I'm gonna come"?
I'm just gonna send a real quick screenshot of the
thumbnail
progress.
just be a bunch of pickles. Can the thumbnail for
I'm
the
just
video
gonna
just
send
be
it.
pickles?
Hold on, I'm gonna send a really quick screenshot so you guys can get like a little preview.
Pickle Germa.
Pickle Germa.
Okay, fuck. Okay, so Steven, like one of the kids says, "Man, if I didn't get a good grade on my test, then my dad would kill me." And then Steven says, "Yeah, I relate to that. One time I was almost killed by my authority figures, but they literally tried to kill me." And everybody's like,
"The children are playing with swords. Oh no, they are dying."
What?
There's one of the earlier episodes. Garnet has to like call Connie's mom, and she says the children are playing with swords. And then she's like, "They're bleeding. They're dying. They are dead." And then she hangs up.
Yeah, I remember that very explicitly.
It's so fucking relatable.
Yeah. Have you seen that tweet that was like, I was babysitting, and I accidentally texted them, "The baby is dead." Let me see if I can find it.
Pig, continue.
Okay.
The baby is dead? Oh my god.
The baby is dead.
The baby is dead.
The fucking rapper.
He is not dead.
I just found this photo. Oh my god, this is a DeviantArt photo that I found by looking up "The baby is dead."
Normal floppy.
Can I make the thumbnail just like that picture and then a bunch of pickles around it?
No,
I'm gonna draw a lot more pickles.
Just make it pickle. Just make it like Pickle Adam Sandler and Pickle.
Oh no, I'm gonna draw a lot more pickles. Don't worry.
Can you make it Pickle Steven with like a pickle?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a Pickle Steven too.
Can he have a penis that's also a pickle like coming out of his penis?
I think that's too inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube will allow that, but I'll still.
Yeah, he's
draw
16, dude. He's 16, dude.
Fucking, he's a rock. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say rock.
Half rock.
He's half mom. It's not even gay.
I was gonna say his mom is he's his mom, and his mom was the age of consent. So
yeah, 3,000.
She's like 6,000. she's over 6,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she's over 9,000, dude.
Yeah, I think we're in the clear on that, though.
Was that like the Flight Reacts laugh?
Yeah. Okay, so...
To be honest, now that he's colored, I don't know where to go from here.
Let me see the Pickle Adam.
I'm gonna fucking come.
You want me you want me to make him say I'm gonna come.
He says, "Holy shit, yeah."
Holy shit, I'm gonna... I just got that movie on DVD. I fucking love that.
He actually says that in the movie, right?
Yes, dead ass.
Why? Why?
He gets a rock. Steven Universe.
Me when
Steven Universe shows up at his house.
When I get my waifu lapis in real IRL.
So no, like he's talking to this assistant, and the assistant is yelling at him, and he gets a rock, and he opens up like the fucking fish container that the rock is held in, and he's like smiling at it, and he just goes to the assistant, "Holy shit, I'm gonna come."
Okay, guys, real quick.
That's all that happened.
Real quick, I have a question. Do you guys have... Okay, I have a better question than the one I was going to ask. Which gem out of all of them, if you had to pick to be your waifu, would it be?
None of them.
No, you have to pick one. If you don't pick one, and you have to pick one and you can't kill yourself.
No, you have to pick one. You cannot kill yourself.
Yes.
What was that? What was that? I know that you got that from some post. What was it? You have to pick this, and you can't kill yourself.
Yeah. Well, it's a common thing on like Would You Rather, where like the option, where like you don't want to pick an option, so you say kill yourself, so you include no killing yourself as a rule.
If I had to go with one, I'd go with Amethyst, just because I like fat bitches.
Based,
like,
but also waste.
Nah, it's not. She's fat and has emotional problems. She is right up my alley.
Oh, so you listen to 100 Gex too?
Please keep that in the video. Keep that in the video.
I'm basically just gonna upload this raw, except for like visual supplementation. It's gonna be a 2-hour-long video.
Okay, so the thing is, I don't know any... We can say whatever we want. People know we're joking, dude.
Yeah.
I am not racist in any...
I'm not racist. I'm drawing Pickle Sandler.
I was about to say Lapis.
How could I be racist, dude? I'm just drawing Pickle Sandler, dude.
I'm picking Jasper. She's the best character in the entire fucking series because she doesn't care about any of Steven's gay shit. She just wants to murder. She just...
I mean, she's based.
She's based.
That's a very fair answer.
You see, the thing is, I don't care about this topic, so I literally am not capable of thinking.
Just go with White Diamond. Just go with White
Diamond.
Diamond.
White Diamond. That's the worst choice you could pick.
Yeah, because
I like White Diamond because she has high heels.
Because she's white.
No,
she's white.
Did you guys listen to the Steven Universe General where everybody was just like crying about how much they wanted to fuck Spinel, but they never could?
No.
She's a rabbit?
No, because she's not real. They were like,
I would pick Blue Diamond because she's depressed.
That's base.
I would pick Steven's mom because of mom.
She's dead.
I love that response. Dude, I still am not over the 100 Gex comment. She's fat, has emotional problems. Oh, you listen to 100 Gex?
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend's girlfriend once posted on Instagram. I think it was like if you listen to 100, it was some shit like you're not a real fan of 100 Gex if you only listen to it to date girls with mental illness.
Oh my god, I fucking love 100 Gex.
Okay, so they're at the roller rink and shit's really awkward because Steven doesn't know how to talk to people.
He doesn't know 100 Gex.
Yeah, he doesn't know 100 Gex, so he can't talk to Connie's friends. And
He can't talk to mentally ill women because he doesn't the death grips are 100 Gex.
Can the thumbnail for this video be me like really upset and like serious and like punching the table and you two just laughing your asses off?
Yeah.
Can I like just draw out both members of 100 Gex as a pickle and you put that as the thumbnail?
No, I like his idea. Him actually
Me like
joke
with a scowl on my face, like with my arms crossed, and then you two like yucking it up in the other side of the table.
Do you want me to draw this?
Yeah.
I just finished Pickle fucking Sandler.
Send Pickle Sandler and then
I'm gonna.
So, fuck, when they're at the roller rink, Steven doesn't know how to roller skate, and he's really embarrassed about it, and doesn't want to ask Connie for help because he wants to look like a regular person that doesn't need help with shit, because he's always helping other people with shit. So, when he's at the roller rink, he scoots off to the side for a while because he can't figure it out, and he talks to Bismuth, who's also on the side, and he says, hey, you aren't really talking to anybody except for Pearl. Why did you come here? I thought you said you wanted to meet new people. And she said, fuck no, I want to hang out with Pearl, because Pearl and Bismuth are going to be lesbians together now. And, except Pearl doesn't know that. They're just taught like business.
Oh yeah, that's what you were talking about. How Pearl was lesbians with that one Pearl. You know, good for them.
Pearl was.
But then that other Pearl. But then they never came back.
No,
never
they
came back.
Immediately cut that out and made Pearl lesbians with Bismuth instead.
This is so sad. Can we listen to "Never Meant" by American Ball?
Okay, so does anything else in Bismuth Casual matter? Well, I mean, like, there's a roller rink contest, and Steven and Connie fuse into Stevani, and they win. And
That's not fair, man. That's not fair.
That is not based.
That's not fair.
That's not based. That's cringe. So, are you guys ready for my second favorite episode of the whole series?
Wait, what was your favorite?
My favorite's
the one where Steven gets the crap beaten out of him?
No, my favorite's coming up. But my favorite, my second favorite is the one called Together Forever, where Steven gets cucked.
Steven gets cucked and he gets really sad and he goes home and he makes a lo-fi EP.
Yeah. Yes, that's what happens.
Does he?
Yes, he gets cucked. He doesn't make a lo-fi EP, but he does shit really close to that.
A hi-fi EP.
Yeah, okay, so in Together Forever, he's on a video call with Connie during one of her 15-minute study breaks, and he's like, "Man, fuck, cool, you're cool." And like,
let me put my penis inside you already, bitch.
Yeah, Steve was like, "Hey, cool, can we like and Connie's like, "Oh, gotta go. It's been 15 minutes. Gotta go back to my studying. Gotta TikTok." She's like,
ska.
Yeah. So Steven says, "Man, I wish I could spend my whole life with Connie. Connie's really cool. I really like her." And then he has like an idea, because like he talks to Garnet about it, and then he says like, "I have a fucking idea, guys. This is fucking based. This is not cringe, Garnet. I have an idea." And then Garnet like defuses because like Ruby's got to go do like Boy Scouts, and Sapphire has to go do other shit. So he goes with Ruby to Boy Scouts, and he says to Ruby, "Hey Ruby, I'm gonna propose to Connie. It's gonna be great. She's 14, I'm 16, I'm ready to commit my life to this woman, and we're gonna fuse as Stevani and live like Garnet does. Live as Stevani forever." And Ruby says, "You know what? That's a great idea. Go for it."
You know what, dude? Go for it, bro.
So Steven gets on Lion, and he pulls up to Connie's apartment. No,
he goes up to the crib.
I forgot to mention this. There's a fucking bit in the first episode where Steven's talking about Connie and her studies, and it's literally a picture of the like lo-fi beats to relax / study to girl. And it's like Connie doing that. Like, let me look it up.
Holy crap! Connie is the lo-fi beats to study / relax to girl.
This is fucking real. Look it up. Look up Connie lo-fi beats.
I'm looking it up. Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! I can't believe they let that get past the sense.
Guys, if you don't get the joke, it's a reference to the popular YouTube live stream Lo-Fi Beats to Relax / Study to.
Was that the one where the girl gets like really depressed and she like just starts crying? Like, depression is not a joke, and they just like stopped.
What are you talking?
Was that the Lo-Fi Beats? No. Have you ever seen that?
Oh my god, that really is. That really is just a reference to that.
They really did that. They really fucking did that in the first, like, 30 seconds of the first episode. And that's when I realized I was gonna hate this.
Lo-fi beats to study / relax.
So Steven pulls up to Connie's apartment, and like outside on Lion, and he says, "Hey Connie, your study break's about to end in 2 minutes. Get on the fucking Lion. We're gonna go to the beach." And he takes her to the beach. He takes her on the warp hole to the beach. And Steven has this nice like picnic set up with a picnic basket. And like a spread out and like candles and everything, and he's like, they're gonna have dinner together, and then he like sits really suave on like the rock, and he picks up his guitar and he plays an entire song that he wrote for her, and she's like really happy about it, and she's like, "Oh, what a cool guy." And then Steven takes out the fucking wristband that he kept in the freezer for 2 entire years from the episode of the series when they go in the bubble. Remember that? Remember how she has a fucking. I remember. He pulls that out and he says, "Connie, will you marry me?" And she says, "No, what the fuck?"
No.
and then they get into.
And then he's like, "You can't say no. I sang Closer by 9 Inch Nails to you. You can't say no."
You can't do that. And Connie goes, "Okay, I gotta go back to studying." She gets on Lion, fucking leaves back to her studying, leaving Steven all alone. They didn't even eat anything, and he like lays down on the ground for like an hour, just like crying, and he like sinks into like his little hole because remember.
And he starts eating sand.
Like he has like gravity powers. Like, remember how he had gravity powers? So, like, when he lays down, he's, like, fucking absolutely depressed because the love of his life and all of his future plans just got crushed in literally, like, one 15-minute session. And he, like, makes a giant crevice in the ground, and all the shit behind him is broken. Like, all of his picnic is over. And he's laying on the ground crying, and Garnet's, like, next to him outside the crater. And he says to Garnet, "Why didn't you fucking stop me from doing that? You can see the future."
Oscar, I see what you're doing, and I want you to fucking knock it off. I watched that shit happen. I'm in the middle of fucking coloring Pickle Howie, and I look to my left, and I just see based.
Well, I had to say based. He said, and I quote, "I fucking hate Weezer so
I read what he said.
Respect that."
So
I agree with that.
So Garnet says to Steven, "I couldn't stop you because there was not a timeline in which you didn't propose to Connie." Like,
dude, it's like that fucking. It's like the end of fucking Infinity War, where Doctor Strange is like, "There's one timeline," except for there's 0 timelines.
It's like there's. I looked into 14 million. There's only one where we succeed, and I'm thinking like, really, like I could think of some ways that might work.
Yeah, like there's only one. Bullshit. 14 million.
How did Doctor Strange's his future vision shit allow him to see past his death into a future where they then go through like complicated time travel?
It technically doesn't let him see time. It lets him see alternate realities.
So Steven is such a cuck that even in 14 million alternate realities, he still gets cucked in every single one of them. And this makes him fucking down. Like whenever he has strong emotions now, his new like pink shit happens and he becomes pink. So in episode 14,
and then he beats Connie.
Yeah, he does not beat Connie. So in episode 14,
he just fucking
this is
he
a
just
doctor
fucking
episode.
Chris
Guys,
Brown's
this
that
is
bitch.
This is the childhood trauma episode, guys. You got to pay attention.
Uh-huh.
So
this is the one that I can't believe they let it get past the second.
So Steven is completely alone because all the gems are out doing excursions, and Steven's dad.
Everyone fucking hates him.
Yeah, Steven's dad is on tour with his band, so he's just alone in his house, like just sitting back, fucking like in his feels, because like Connie broke up with him. Connie didn't even break up with him. Connie just didn't want to get married to him for life.
Literally, she's 14. Is Steven's dad's band called his band is called Life Grips, right?
Yeah. No, it's called Greg Fuckers and the Cop Killers.
It's called Are There Any Single Moms Out There, babe? And he's like, yeah, my wife is dead, yeah.
Yeah, she's my son now.
Yeah. My wife is my son. Dude, imagine being like Steven's dad and like dating, like, oh, so tell me about yourself, Mr. Greg. Oh yeah, my wife is dead.
She's
my son
now.
My son is my wife. You know.
This is a really.
I have a band. I have $10 million. I have a lot of money.
A lot more than.
My son is my mom. Well, now he has a lot more, probably. There was an episode where he was given $10 million.
No, he won the lottery. He won the fucking whole lottery.
He won the. I thought it was just like his band manager was like, I owe you money.
Oh wait, yeah, no, never mind. I'm fucking wrong. He did.
He didn't win the lottery. He didn't.
I thought he won the lottery.
What if that is gambling in a kid show? I don't think they would have.
Guys, I don't know how they let this get past the censor.
I can't believe that. You see, if you didn't get it, Greg's dad winning the lottery is a metaphor for gambling.
Okay. So he's alone in his room and he's like fucking crying and sad because every show on TV is about getting like married and shit. And he turns pink and parts of his body start rapidly growing and like expanding. So like his
dick
eye,
just like flops on the fucking.
My wiener is pink. Squirrel, what's happening to me?
He gets his wiener like gets giant. He calls up Connie again. It gets small again. He hangs up.
He's like, Connie, you will not believe what just happened.
Connie, you want to marry me again? No, that doesn't happen, but Connie eventually does FaceTime him and like says, you need to fucking see my mom because your eye's falling out. Your eyeball is giant and falling out of your head. You need to go see my mom.
You need to see my mom.
So he goes to mom.
I need you to fuck my mom right now, Steven.
I need you to look at my mom.
So he goes to the mom
And
doctor.
he's like, I can't. He's like, I fucking can't. My eyes are popping out of my head.
Yeah. So he goes to mom doctor, and mom doctor is like, I don't know if I can help you because this is gem shit. And he's like, well, she's like, well, a lot of stress happens. This seems to be related to stress because you took an MRI, and he's like you grow because of stress shit. But maybe your stress is caused by stressful events in your childhood. Do you have any stressful events in your childhood? And then he like puts on the DVD for Steven Universe season 5, and in her room, and they watch it. And she goes,
He's like,
wow,
hold
you're
on, I have
funny."
this cool DVD to show you, dude.
And then
I like to call it Steven Universe Season 5 Volume 2.
And then Connie runs in, and like Steven gets even more stressed out, and he becomes a giant fucking big baby boy in the room, and he like breaks the whole room because he's fucking giant baby boy. And then he screams at her, "I don't want to sit you right now!" And then his dad walks in, and his dad said, and he says, "You really got off tour for me, Dad? What the fuck?" And then like his dad like hugs him and consoles him, like hugs his big baby finger, because he becomes a giant baby. Hang on, let me look up giant Steven Universe future.
Oh god, you're gonna find some really like fucking disgusting art.
Yeah, I'm not excited to see whatever you find.
No, that's different. That's not
I'm-
a big baby boy.
That's inflation.
This is an entire episode of inflation.
That's fine, I guess.
He starts rapping all over the floor.
Dude, who's your favorite rapper? Mine is Matty Braps. I'm not even fucking joking. Look at this. Look at this. Most unfortunate rap name.
Matty B raps, but when you compress it, it's
Matty
Braps. Look
Braps.
at him. He becomes a big baby boy in the hospital room.
He was
How sad
he was
is.
clothes. Wait, can he grow his clothes or is he just naked?
No, he's naked.
He's naked?
Yeah, he's naked.
Damn.
I can't believe they let that get past the censors.
If you did, for those of you who don't get the joke, the nakedness is a reference to Ant-Man and Thanos.
So in the next episode, well, they go in bed and like his dad's like sitting next to him on the bed and like explaining what like being a man is, right? And he says, "You gotta go see the world, son." And then in the next episode called Mr. Universe, we found out about the origin of the Universe last name because it was not Greg's birth name.
We know this.
I did not know this until this episode because I did not watch all of Steven Universe. I skipped around.
There's that really crappy Thanksgiving episode where, like, this is my bastard uncle.
Yeah, this is my fucking asshole racist uncle, gem racist.
My gem racist uncle who hates rocks.
So they go on the road. They go in.
I'm more of a metal guy myself.
Okay, real quick. What's the common consensus here?
On what?
I fucking love it. It's so good.
Dude, I got a fucking drawing tablet and I only use it for MS Paint. Like, I don't do anything else.
And every time you open MS Paint, it reminds you to just use like 3D Paint instead.
In the thumbnail, can you draw me as a human scene person instead of a pig monster? And can you make me like frantically looking through cue cards and like sweating and crying?
Pig, do you remember what happened last time I drew you?
Oh, I became a broccoli man.
Yeah, I fucking drew this last time I went to draw Pig.
That's just childish adult.
That's what turned into Little Chungus
He
the
turned
Big,
himself into
for
a pickle.
Christ's sake.
Why is the background white?
I don't know. I didn't know what else to do. Here's another one of my masterpieces. This is
I
called
love that
Easter
one.
Sunday.
Okay, so
Here's
Steven,
my artistic rendition of Icon G.
Wow.
so Steven and Greg get in the van, and Greg starts driving the van down the highway, so we can find the exact place where he can find his old house where he grew up in. And Steven is always dealing with Greg. He's like saying, Greg always says to Steven, like, "Man, you're so lucky the way that I raised you. I grew up in a prison. My parents were so fucking strict on me. You're so lucky that I raised you the way that I did." And then Steven subtly implies that, like, oh, maybe it would have been better to raise your kid, like, with actual restrictions instead of letting them go into space and get murdered, like, 3 times. But Steven's dad never picks up on this, and they go in the car, and they go to his old house, and they, like, look at all of his old shit, and, like, Greg really complains, like first world problem bitches about how his parents raised him, even though, like, he became a regular person because of it. And then, like, they break out of the house and they say, Steven, you gotta drive now because this is the road that I drove on when I was leaving the house for the first time and I was, like, discovering myself. And you need to know what you want to do for your future. So this is how I did it, and now you go do that. Same thing that I did when I was a little your age. Right? That makes sense? That's a sentence that I said?
Yeah.
Okay, so they get in the
Sure,
car.
dude.
And Greg pulls out like a mixtape of like
Greg pulls out.
Yeah, Greg pulls out of Rose Course and the series never happens. Yeah, Greg.
I would be so okay with that.
I'll be so
Greg
happy because
pulls
that would
out
mean
this
everybody would die. So
Alright,
Greg,
so what episode are we up to now?
we're on episode 15. It speeds the
Bruh.
fuck up after this, okay? So they're in the car.
Okay.
And Greg pulls out the mixtape of the song that inspired him to become Mr. Universe, and the song's title is Mr. Universe because it's really subtle, and it's like meant to be a David Bowie song, I think, but it's not.
And the song says, "Your name is Greg, and you will make your last name Universe." I just really did something.
It's really fucking bad actually, and Steven like doesn't get it, and he does not vibe as much as his dad thought he would. And he was like, "No, you gotta figure this shit out, kid."
Pops, dude, I'm just not vibing with this.
And then that's just not.
There's not enough Swedish writers
And no
producers. See, there's no trap beats, Dad. This is
100% a pure uncut rock. I'm glad we had the exact same thoughts.
That's what makes it so great, Steven.
So his dad says, no, it's probably all this gem shit get into your head. Let me play the song again. And Steven's like driving now, because I told you that he gave him the keys and Steven's driving, right? So Steven's in
And
the
he
car.
just knows how.
No, Steven's 16. He's known how to drive for the whole series. Or for the whole
He's known how to drive since he was 12.
No, since Steven Universe Future started, you fucking fool.
Dude, I didn't drive a car until I was like almost 16.
Yeah, he's
I
16.
still haven't driven a car. I've driven a car once. I don't have my license, but I've driven a car once.
How? Do you have like a permit?
No, Cedar fell asleep while we were driving home from a concert, and I was like, yeah, I'll just take over.
How the fuck did you know? Do you know like traffic rules?
Oh my god.
We were like right by my
Stop the
house.
bus.
We were like right
Stop
by
the
my
bus. We gotta finish this Steven Universe episode, and then we gotta get into this declaration of Roblox war that Dylan just sent me.
What?
So Dylan, okay, fucking 1 second. So we're gonna finish Mr. Universe first, and then we're gonna RFCK ourselves into this document about Roblox, okay?
Wait, are we not finishing the Steven
No,
Universe discussion?
But we gotta check out this doc that Dylan just sent me. That is a Roblox.
Are you keeping
declaration of
this
war.
in the video?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We're making our own Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers.
Okay. Is this our podcast now?
No, this is not a podcast. This is a review series.
You said you don't want to be a pig.
You
by the
can
way,
have a
right?
review series be a podcast.
No,
Yeah.
This is a review series on YouTube that just so happens to be mostly audio based, but does have visual supplements, and it's called.
Based.
What are we gonna call it?
We're gonna call it the Weezer Fan Club Podcast.
No, we'll call it Weezer Fan Club. No, we'll call it
Reviews.
We'll call it the Steven Universe.
Wheezy reviews.
Wheezy reviews. Call it that.
Can we call ourselves Mysterious Mr. Enter?
No.
You said you didn't want to be a pig, by the way, right?
Make me whatever you want. Whatever feels right in your little heart.
Paint him like
Okay,
one of your French. Paint him like one of your 15 French.
Dude, I have no idea what this is so
Paint
far.
me like one of your
but, like,
slave gems.
Whatever this is, I really hope you like it once it's done.
Okay.
I have math.
So Steven's in the car, and his dad says, "No, we gotta listen to the song again. You don't get it. It's probably all this gem stuff in your brain." And Steven like grabs the fucking wheel of the car, and he goes pink mode, and he's fucking pissed at his dad because his dad keeps talking about how shit he was raised when he lived a normal life and he was forced to be a gem. And he goes, "The problem isn't that I'm a gem. The problem is that I'm a universe." And he rips the steering wheel off of the car and crashes the van into the ditch.
And then he starts listening to Enter Sandman by Metallica. He's like, "This is good music, Dad."
No, the car's broken. He can't do that, and he's fucking pissed at his dad for not protecting him from all the gem shit. And that's the main point of that. Okay.
I don't think there's anything his dad could really do.
No, not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He's
he was
16
kind of
and
born
he's a
that
bad
way.
person, and he's a bad person. Steven is not
like
empathetic towards anyone in this series at all. It's fucking amazing.
I hate Steven so much.
That's the point of the series. You're supposed to.
They should have just, dude.
Steven.
First signs of him becoming like an aggressive person, they should have just like a fucking dog.
They're not gonna castrate Steven Universe.
I kind of like the idea
wait,
more.
Okay, it's only a paragraph long document. I thought it was gonna be a whole thing. But so Dylan plays this Roblox like deep fucking war military game called Electric State, which is like it's almost like Fallout, but if there's like individual factions and like bases. And this is the one called the New State.
It's like Fallout with individual factions and bases. So you mean Fallout all of them?
Yeah.
But it's like an MMO. Like if Fallout 76 was in Roblox and apparently interesting enough to keep Dylan's attention.
Apparently, Fallout 76 is like they've updated it to the point where like it's game now.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard it's still no fucking.
No, it's still buggy as hell, but they're like actually like adding stuff.
Okay.
The only good update I heard that happened was like the update where they added actual NPCs.
So Dylan is one of the biggest clans in this entire like Roblox roleplay community, and he's the leader of Spectre Industries, and this is a declaration of war from the New State, which is a different faction, and it says, upon the signing of this document, the New State and Clan Valiant officially declare a state of war between the New State, Clan Valiant, and Spectre Industries. Until the war is resolved, the following not limited to are to be started effective immediately. Wartime preparation, military joint command between the New State and the Clan Valiant, wartime equipment distribution, and standby alert during all hours of the days following. All the stated are to be effective immediately upon the signing of this document. Signature Spencer, Governor of the New State, 4/6/20/2338. Jackson, Supreme Commander of the CV. This is a Roblox roleplay game.
This drawing of you literally just looks like a fucking member of Green Day if they were a pig.
I love that so much.
Joey Armstrong.
Because that's what I look like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
I was a pig.
So let's talk about Steven's.
Do you want
to talk about Steven's fat, smelly ball?
Let's talk about Steven's big, crinkly, stinky feet.
John, Odie, you seem distracted. Why don't you boys play with my for a little?
So Steven at this point has had an existential crisis where he realizes that everyone he fucking loves is bad people, because he's having a fucking crisis right now. He's freaking the fuck out over nothing. He's like, man, my dad's a bitch, the gems are a bitch.
Sounds like Steven.
He's having a Steven moment. And he
decides,
Steven. And he comes home after crashing the van, and he decides he's just gonna run away and go the only place where he knows that somebody's gonna take him in. He fucking runs into the woods.
The homeless shelter.
No, he runs back to the cave, and he talks to Jasper, and he says, Jasper, I want to get fucking buff, dude. He wants to train with Jasper so he can be strong. Like, he can just be buff and fucking
And then he can beat the shit out of his enemies.
He can just beat the shit out of his dad, fine.
Exactly. He wants to beat the shit out of everybody. So what he does is...
He's gonna fucking murder his dad.
So by this point, he is in pink mode literally all the time. He is always going pink.
Pinko mode.
He's in pinko mode for, like, forever now. So what he does is he's with Jasper, and Jasper says, okay, lesson 1. Punches him in the fucking gut. I don't know if that's real, but I really want it to be.
He says lesson 1, dodge, and then they watch all of Team 4 Star.
Okay, so they start to learn about... Steven starts to learn his new powers. Like, so his new powers, he can create hexagons and shit that are really strong. So he makes a hexagon.
Hexagon?
Yeah, hexagons. Like hexagon gem sheets of something. I don't know, but it's like a hard material. And he can create that, and he can, like, push it places. So he creates a gem, like a little hexagon, and Jasper throws a rock at it. It immediately fucking shatters into a billion pieces because he's bad. So they keep training for, like, days and days, and eventually, like, Steven gets, like, significantly taller, and he, like, grows, like, a patchy beard almost. And he's way taller now. It looks like he's aged, like, years. He looks like he's 20 years old now. And Jasper walks.
But he's actually 17.
No, and he sits at the campfire, and he's like in a hood, and he's like 6'5" now. And Jasper walks up to him and says, "Wow, not bad for 3 days of training."
Oh my god!
And then he's like, and then he goes up to her, and he's like, I'm gonna find a picture of tall Steven because I want you guys to see this.
I've seen it, and I just
have not
care enough to look into it. He's like buff, but like his muscles are like round, so he kind of just looks like a fat and makes out with his son.
Valid.
To quote my friend, I do not make out with my baseball team as Tom Brady does.
I'm really trying to fucking find a picture of this, but because I can't.
You know that meme with the dude with the bloodshot eyes who's like fucking crying?
No?
The face.
Like Wojak? Wojak?
I don't think it's Wojak. I think it's a real person.
That's fucking Wojak.
You were saying Bojack. That's why I was fucking.
No, is it Wojak?
Whoa. Yeah, Wojak.
That's basically. This wasn't even my intention, but I'm just.
You accidentally drew Wojak. That's not a Reddit reaction. That's a fortune.
Okay, look. I don't know what the fuck happened, but this is just what I've got so far.
I love that so much.
You want me?
So fucking good. That's so good.
You want me to make you looking through like a
wait? Can you make a scene swoop in front of like my left eye? Well, my right.
What
like,
does that? Oh,
like a scene swoop over my eye.
Oh
yeah.
God, Steven, he turned Ann Prim. He's gonna mail bombs to.
He is going Ann Prim.
Rug.
Because he lives in the woods for like 3 days and like builds a hut and like grabs fish and eats them.
He builds a hut and makes bombs and mail.
the funniest thing about everything that we're saying here is that's such a fucking Steven.
I do not think Steven, it's in his character to mail bombs.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
well, I wouldn't
Have you
think
watched
half the
Steven
shit.
Universe Future? He's an asshole.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, the way we've described him this whole fucking video is he is a complete piece of shit. So I would not.
Dude, so okay, imagine this, right? If he's only 3 days older and he's still dating Connie, like that looks so fucking suspicious. Like she's 14 and Steven looks like he's in his.
Oh my god, yeah,
look
that's
at-
fucking sus.
This my wife. She is 7.
Okay, so this is fucking important. So Steven, after getting really fucking buff in the woods for 3 days, he walks up to Jasper in the cave and he goes, "Jasper, I want to fight you again. I want to see if I can beat you this time."
Jasper, I want to fuck.
Jasper, I wanna
Again.
fuck you again. No, so Jasper says, "Okay." So Steven and Jasper are fighting, and Steven like starts using his new hexagon powers to like push her and shit, and like move her out of the way and like stop her in her place. And
His scary math powers.
Yeah, and eventually he traps her in between two of them, and then brings 2 more like hexagons and like immobilizes her. Like she literally can't move, and he has her pinned down. And he fucking floats up in the air because he can do that now. He floats up in the air and he makes a giant sheet of like those hexagons with like spikes coming out of them. And he makes giant like spike sheets. And he actually says, "You're right, Jasper. I was holding back." And like his pupils become diamonds.
He just
and
fucking busts
crazed
on.
look on his face. And okay, I'm gonna find
And
that
then he
picture of
starts
him.
And then he starts laughing. Ha 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 ha.
He does.
Ha, ha,
He
ha.
does start laughing. He does start maniacally laughing when he like sends the
Bruh.
giant spike sheet at her.
And then the world explodes.
Again, he just busts a fucking nut all
It is
over.
not
He
busted
says, and
out.
I quote, he says, "I'm gonna turn myself into a pickle when I get home." He's like, "You guys are not gonna believe what I just went through."
You gotta see the fucking crazed look on his face. Like he's literally becoming a fucking psychopath.
He's becoming my favorite anime character.
This is a very anime fight scene, if you were wondering. If you watch any part of this
Very
series,
moe
this-
fight scene.
It is not. How is it a
Very
moe?
moe
Who was the
anime.
one? Who was the one that said that moe shit? Who was the one?
Just
Just a robot.
No, what was the? Oh, God damn it! I'm trying to. You were talking about bro.
Grabbing her tits like a moe anime.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just a robot.
That was just a robot.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So Steven
That was
has
fucking
immobilized.
Jar.
So Steven has immobilized Jasper, and he sends a giant fucking spike plate at her, and we hard cut back to like the house, and Steven like has his hand in his pocket, and he's running up the stairs, and it's raining out, and he's back to normal now. He isn't big buff boy anymore. He's back to his normal stature, of like a healthy 5'6" boy, and he's running up the stairs.
Can you just do that?
Yeah, and he busts the door open, and he's like, Pearl says, "Where were you? We've been calling you like for 3 days. Where have you been?" And he says, "Not fucking now!" Like he's freaking out. And he busts into the bathroom, and we didn't mention this earlier because I'm stupid, but he has some diamond...
He busts in the bathroom.
You know what I meant. He slams open the bathroom door and then locks it behind him, and he opens up the cabinet. And I didn't say this before, but it was established in episode 1 of Steven Universe Future that he has a bunch of diamond essence in his like bathroom cabinet, so that he can pour the essence into his bathtub and put corrupted and broken gems in there and like reform them. So
Bro, they fucking kill Jasper.
Yeah, he puts all the diamond essence into the bathtub, and he takes out his hand, and he like opens his palm, and he fucking shattered Jasper.
Oh my god.
He nay-nayed her, dude.
He didn't poof her. He didn't like seriously injure her. He literally committed murder.
Like he literally.
Well, is it murder? I mean, she's just a rock.
It is literally murder. So,
she's just a rock.
Remember in the fucking Bismuth
You're being
episode?
fucking Roxas, dude.
Remember in the fucking
Roxas.
Bismuth episode when Bismuth pulls out like the big punch thing, like the giant fucking weapon that Rose Quartz had to use to shatter gems, and it was like a giant fucking like massive spike. And Steven can just do that now. Steven has the capacity to just murder people at will. He is easily the strongest character in the series at this point.
What about White Diamond, the one who can like shoot lasers out of her finger?
We're getting to that.
Oh.
So Steven is a horrible person, and he has committed murder. So he pours all the diamond essence in, and he grabs like the shards of Jasper and like tries to hold them together and puts them in the bathtub, and like light glows from it, and Jasper like reforms like normal somehow, even though it should have been murder and she should have been dead for the whole series, which would have been way fucking cooler. But like Jasper merges out of the bathtub and says, "You shattered me." And then she gets down on her knees when Steven starts crying and apologizing. She gets down on her knees and says, "I respect you, my diamond." Because now Steven is one of the fucking diamonds, like in personality now. He's become
and then after that, Steven gets sentenced to life in prison.
No,
Steven starts
at the ripe old age of 45. He turns himself into police, and he's currently life sentence.
Okay, no. So when like Jasper walks out of the bathroom, she does the fucking diamond pose, like really in the corner and like salutes to Steven because she literally thinks Steven is like a diamond now because he literally is.
Bruh.
Like Steven fucking hates everything diamond about him. He hates the diamonds. The diamonds are the worst people ever.
So, now he's fucking one of them. Sucks to be that dude.
He's one of them.
Sucks to be you, bro, but I'm
becoming one of them. So now episode 17, Homeworld bound. He goes to the diamonds, like without any of the other gems. He just goes to Homeworld.
Real quick. That's like a good arc. That's like an actual good arc. That's like
becoming a murderer.
No, this is they did so good for the first 18 episodes, and then it's over.
Okay, I need to ask a question real quick.
Okay.
What is this?
That's how they ruin it, but I didn't want that to get spoiled. That's how they ruin it.
All right, you'll explain that later.
I'll explain.
So later. Everything I've heard so far, I don't really like that much.
Mm-hmm.
That shit with Jasper, I like that. I'm very okay with that.
That's my favorite episode. Fragments is my favorite episode of the whole series.
Yeah, that's like a really good character arc. Right there.
He realizes that he wants to be more powerful and more strong so he can stand up for himself, and then he commits murder.
Yeah.
And then he's fucking like crying about it, and then Jasper's like, "No, you're a diamond now. This is what you do." But it gets fucking even like cooler. So in Homeworld Bound is the next episode. he warps to Homeworld with the diamonds, like without any of the other crystal gems knowing. He goes to Homeworld, and he like talks to Yellow Diamond because Yellow Diamond's the first one he sees, and he also sees Spinel again, and Spinel's like doing her shit, doing her goofball shit. So Steven walks up to Yellow Diamond, and Yellow Diamond's busy like taking shards of the cluster apart and like merging them back together into the gems that they used to be, which is literally fucking like body horror, and it's the scariest shit in the whole series is the cluster.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty
like she starts tweezing apart different clusters of gems and putting them back together.
Oh, very cool.
With tweezers.
Yeah, and he asks Yellow, like, Yellow, I've been having problems. I've been going pink. I think, like, diamond shit's happening to me. And Yellow said, this sounds like an emotion problem. You should go see Blue. Blue's the emotion ones. And he goes to Blue. And Blue's new power isn't, like she used to make everything sad. But now what she does is give you weed. She gets you fucking, like, really fucking high.
She's the dealer.
She's the fucking dealer. She has clouds. She has actual clouds. That's her power. She has clouds, and she brings them down, and you sit on the clouds, and you're happy now, and you laugh. She literally has complete control over your emotions.
But only if you're a rock.
Yeah, I think they don't do it on people who aren't rocks, so I don't know if it works on people who aren't rocks. But it works on Steven. And Steven's like, Blue, you need to fucking stop this. I have an actual problem. Get me off this goddamn cloud. I want to stop giggling. I need to talk about my problems. And then Blue says, go to White. White's probably better at this. So Steven goes up to White. White Diamond, the main villain of the series. And White's new power is that So White's old power was that
she's black now.
No, she's not black now. She would laser someone, and then she would
Black Diamond.
So she would control someone by lasering them, right? And they'd like become a puppet of her. But now her power is that she can channel other gems into her, and like they can speak through her. Like so now she's giving a voice to the voiceless.
Who was the gem that's power was they gave you like anti-PSAs?
What? What the fuck?
Don't you? It was in like one of the last episodes of like the like, hey kids, remember dudes,
that's
smoking's bad.
That's Steven and Garnet.
It's like Sunny Quartz or some shit like.
It's some dumb shit. That one comes back in one of the episodes in here, and I literally glossed over it because it's not important to the plot at all.
They're like, hey dude. Yeah, it's Sunstone. All they do is they go, drugs are bad.
That one's stupid. That's a stupid character. But
hey bros,
so he goes up to
just
White,
let you know, dude.
And White like channels Spinel, and White like looks like she's all pink now because she's Spinel, and Spinel like moves around, and White moves around like she does, right? So Steven wants to talk to White and like figure out his pink powers, and she says, no, I'll just channel you real quick, and he says, no, I don't want to do that. So White channels him anyway, and now Steven is in control of White. So it's the next day, and I'm editing this, and I realize I did not fucking do this part of the series justice, so I think I'm just gonna play the whole clip, but I'm gonna fuck with it so copyright doesn't pick it up, because it's really important to understand what the fuck is happening.
So maybe it's time you talk to yourself. Would you like to try?
Okay. Whoa, this is so weird. I'm a diamond. This is the last thing I needed to see. I don't want to be you. I don't want to be anything like you. Why won't you just go away? Don't hurt me. She can't hurt me. I'm controlling her. So why am I so afraid? She's the one who should be afraid. What's going on? What? Don't stop it! I don't like this! Too bad. Let me go! Please! You're scaring me! This is for everything you put me through! What was that? I don't know. Wait!
So he starts moving around. He realizes that he's white, and like white is pink, like pink diamond.
He realizes he is white.
And what he does is
I'm white.
What a good arc.
No. He thinks about like all the times that White like fucked with him, and like how his entire life is ruined because of White's empire. So
Does he like just try and kill himself as her?
What he does is that he makes White like grab a pillar, and she's like screaming, "No, stop, please don't!" while he's like grabbing a fucking pillar, and he bashes her fucking head into it.
Oh my god!
He tries to shatter her. He doesn't want to like poof her. He wants to shatter her. He literally tries to fucking murder White Diamond.
That's valid. I understand that.
Dude, I understand. You know what? When some Nazi empire dictator who's ruined your life, and they they're a good guy now. You just talk to them a bit. They're a good guy now.
I'd still,
realize that they're they still did the crime. So the only punishment suitable for it is to
them and make them kill themselves.
Make them kill themselves. Yes, suicide.
He goes inside of her brain and smashes her fucking head against the pillar.
That's a fucking. I like that.
So then Steven runs out because he comes to and he realizes what the fuck he just did.
He comes to.
He does not. Every single time I say a word that could be interpreted as jizzing, you people like lap it up like it's the funniest shit you've ever heard in your entire life.
It is. It is.
So he like runs out of the fucking gem zone or whatever, and Spinell's like following him, and Spinell's like trying to teach him friendship lessons and stuff, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up, Spinell, you're irrelevant." And he goes back, and he's like fucking perma pink and pink mode now. Like he used to be pink a little bit there. Now he's like his regular size. No, he's not his regular size. He's like a foot taller. And he's all pink now, and he
listens to nothing but grunge metal and Nirvana and
he is a
Limp
broken
Bizkit.
he is a completely broken man. So his eyes are
yeah. So his wife divorced him. His mom is dead. His dad abuses him. He has no friends. And you know what? He's pink too. That's the worst part.
I'm trying to find a picture of what Steven looks like when he goes into fucking, like, broken diamond mode.
Broken sicko mode.
Like, broken,
dude, they just turn him into, like, a puppet for the rest of the show. Like, they stop animating him, and they just make him a puppet for the whole fucking show.
So funny.
That's like some shit Amazing World of Gumball would do.
Amazing World of D's nuts.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, yeah, I found a picture of what he looks like after this, and he's fucking like pink and giant now, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm Steven Universe. I gotta help people. I gotta go help people in Beach City because that's what
I'm Steven. I'm Steven. I gotta help people."
That's real. That's what he does. That's what he says to himself. He goes,
"I'm Steven. So I'm big man."
So this episode's called "Everything's Fine."
I don't think everything is fine.
Every time you say something that makes me want to like this character, it's followed up by something that makes me want to punch him in the fucking head.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's like his character arc. He's a horrible person.
Steven's character arc ends with him still being a horrible person.
So this whole time, Steven refused to talk to any of the gems about any of the stuff that was going on. He just like ignored them. He iced them out completely.
He iced them, dude. He just fucking killed them.
He murdered them. He murdered every single crystal gem. No, that's the direction I was hoping this was going. It does not go in that direction.
Steven's like, the only way for the crystal gems to redeem themselves is to die.
So Steven walks into...
And then he turns into Shinji and he fucking kills everyone.
You know, so, okay, that would be such an interesting character arc if he slowly became more and more like White Diamond.
Exactly.
That's
what was happening. That is what was happening in the series, and they ruin it.
But okay, you see that? Okay, look at the photo I see.
Look at the
That's what happens to him. That's what happens to him.
We're gonna get to that.
That's so disappointing. That honestly makes me so fucking upset.
Exactly.
At least he got them pecs, bro. He got them pecs, bro.
We're gonna get to Dinosaur Steven in like the next episode, okay?
He has a chode neck.
We're gonna get to Chode Neck Dinosaur in one episode. Calm down.
He does have a chode neck.
Holy crap. Okay, keep talking, but I'm totally Photoshop this.
Okay, so in the episode Everything's Fine, he goes into little homeschool, and he's like, I'm gonna help everybody out. I'm Steven Universe. I like to help. And he goes into the gardening exhibit, and he's like,
And he kills all the younglings.
And like Paradox leading a course. No, Amethyst or one of the fuckers is leading a course on plant growth, and he's like, "Hey guys, it's me, Steven Universe. I'm big and buff now." And all of his powers are like exponented to 10. He's so much more fucking powerful than any other character in the series. If he touches something, it breaks. So he walks up to the garden, and he says, "Here, let me just give a little bit of my spit to this plant to make it grow a little better. See, guys, it'll be great." He licks it. A billion different plant Steven people walk out, and they start breaking the fucking greenhouse and murdering everyone that's there. They don't actually murder people. I made that part up. They break everything there. And Steven's like, "Oh boy, what a little wacky accident! I'm Steven Universe. I'm here to help." And then he keeps going. He keeps going around, and he goes into Bismuth's blacksmithing shop, and he says, "Oh, you guys are doing some making shovels and spades and stuff here. Let me give it a little tap with my hammer. Let me tap this little molten little piece of iron here." And he taps it, and the entire anvil underneath the thing breaks in half. And Bismuth pits at him because she's had that anvil for like her whole life. And it like breaks apart into pieces. And eventually Steven like goes back home after fucking up everything and ruining everyone. He like goes back into his house, and like all the gems are there, and Connie's there, and his dad's there, and he's like, "No guys, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Everything's great. I did not shatter Jasper. I did not try to shatter White Diamond. I'm fine. Everything's fine." So Steven's subconscious is completely fucked, because remember how he projects his dreams into the TV?
Yeah.
So on Connie's phone, there's like a little animated GIF of Steven like bouncing up and down with his hands on his hips, going, "Steven's here to help. Steven's here to help. Steven's here to help."
That's so ass. That's awful. I hate that.
And then he
That
goes,
makes no sense too, because they never linked it to Connie's phone.
No, because I theorize that it's because of how fucking powerful everything that he does is now. Like he can just transmit himself into any technology he wants.
He is literally God.
He is. He's so fucking powerful now because of the diamond shit that's happening.
Also, I think I finished the thumbnail.
So,
hold on, I just made a really good photo of Steven. I'm gonna. This is a very good photo, yes.
See, Steven Universe is fucking assaulting you in the thumbnail, or about to.
So you know how like everything's been like building up really good at this point, right? Everything's like Steven's becoming a bad person. He literally no longer knows how to. I really like that picture of Chode Steven.
Yeah, the pecs are his balls.
So he doesn't know how to help people anymore. That was his main thing, and now he's ruining everything that he touches, and he's murdered people, and he's tried to murder people. And he's literally a bad person. So what he does is he like grabs his head and he's like, "Guys, maybe I did fuck up a little." And then he becomes Dinosaur Steven, and the episode cuts right as his like back explodes into a dinosaur.
It explodes into a dinosaur, and the episode ends.
No, and then the next episode, I Am My Monster, is where Steven's a big dinosaur. And he
has a chode head.
He's a big dinosaur with a chode head. And he he walks around and starts breaking shit because he's like Godzilla now, and like every gem that's ever been in this series is around, and they're like trying to like defeat him, and like Paradox flying around with Lapis, and Lapis is like beating him, and Lapis does the thing that she did to Jasper, where she makes big water chains and like brings him into the ocean, and then like holds him down, and then everybody else like goes around and like tries to like restrain him. And then the cluster breaks out from like a crack in the earth and like grabs him, and everybody like goes in for a big group hug, and they're all like, "No, Steven, you're still in there. It's okay. You're always here for us. It's time for us to finally be here for you when you mess up stuff." And then like Connie walks up on his big fucking disgusting dinosaur nose and kisses him on the forehead, and then he turns back into regular Steven, and that was the conclusion.
That was the end of the show.
No, they did one more episode after that.
Did anything of like interest happen?
This is the episode called "The Future," where Steven says to the Crystal Gems that he's going to be driving across the country and finding himself.
He's gonna be fucking driving across the country, going to like biker bars and having like disgusting sex with just like biker women, and getting into bar fights. and meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger and losing his.
So he just goes around telling everybody that he's gonna leave and just like drive around for a couple months. And he says, "Guys, I don't know if I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna find a place to leave." And then like all the gems like cry and they say goodbye to Steven because Steven is over now and he leaves.
Steven is over, sis. He's canceled, sis. Skus.
What an awful ending.
Yeah. Cringe.
Like,
so they build up this character literally the whole time to like be like oh my god, he's becoming one of the diamonds. He has like really fucking bad powers. Like the Steven that we knew is gone now. He's gone back on everything that he's ever loved. And then he becomes a giant monster and they give him a big hug and he goes back to normal and everything's fine.
Like, I hate the fucking monster Steven.
It's an awful design. It is a god-awful design.
I think if they would have just gone with, like, making Steven looking fucking ominous, or even, like, Pink Steven through the show.
Or even just having Steven be the bad guy without having to be a literal monster.
So, like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they would have just left the normal Steven design, it would have been fine.
It would have been, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it would have even been a cool character arc.
Yeah, I would have been fine with it. Like,
genocidal Steven arc.
Here's my thing. They would have had to flesh it out to be more than one season.
Well,
for it to work.
If they got rid of the episodes that they didn't need, they could absolutely do a cool story about Steven falling from grace and becoming the bad guy in 20 episodes.
Yeah, if they cut, like, the fat, but I'm saying, like, on a theoretical standpoint where, like, the end of the season ended with him becoming the bad guy, I would have been fine with if they would have.
So many more people would have been mad. It would have been more interesting.
No, they would.
But
not. They would not. They would. People who are fans of Steven Universe would have fucking loved that.
People want to see Steven murdering all.
Yes.
Like,
because he's a.
I think it would have been interesting. I think it would have been pretty good. And it would have been like this is, without explicitly saying it, of course, because the show's not capable of doing that, but it would have been like, this is the effect it had on Steven. Like, this is really...
Yeah, like, Steven fucking grew up, like, surrounded by bad shit all the time, and it makes him into, like, fucking, like, he doesn't know how to socially contain himself, so when a streak...
Well, okay, this literally would have just... We're literally just... Joke.
What?
The Steven Universe is Joker.
He's Joker.
That's a fair point. I added the disgusting Steven to the thumbnail.
The the freaking chode Steven.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
You have to put us laughing.
Don't worry, I'm gonna draw that.
Can you draw yourself in like the Lil W emote face?
Lil W. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna leave because I have math class tomorrow and I have to do like 3 math tests.
Are you sure you don't want to analyze the story more?
I have a lot of math.
That's such a bullshit answer.
I'm serious. No, you don't understand. I asked my friend if the math stuff, and I haven't gotten a response, so I just have to do it all myself.
Oh yeah, by the way, the last episode takes place like 3 months after the one before it, and Steven says that he got a therapist in it.
I have a therapist. Her name is your mom.
Just a little time. Just a little something else instead. Just a little time. Just a little something up ahead I'm dreaming of.
My problem is I'm a genius!
Cause now I'm feeling like Steven Universe. Now I feel like shit, please drop this verse. Show me what I can do that he can do. Tell them boys, let's see what we gon' do. Cause now I'm feeling like Steven Universe. Now I feel like shit, please drop this verse. Show me what I can do that he can do. Tell them boys, let's see what we gon' do.